Hey guys, this is Nathan and welcome back to TechNodeFirmaCraft. So it is kind of looking like we are going to be tearing this building down. But before I get going on that, as you can tell, I'm kind of hungry and I don't have anything cooked at the moment. I have some stuff down in the cave cellar area. But before I go and make some stuff down there, I want to show you guys something that we made in one of the live streams way back when we were working on this thing. And that is these two. These are personal chests for Mechanism. Now the recipe on these things is either a block of blue or red steel, a steel casing, 2 regular wooden chests, 2 pieces of glass, and an advanced control circuit. Now, that is rather expensive, but the great part about these is there's 2 things that are really nice about them. First off, they can hold pretty much anything. We can put tools in there, we can put full barrels, we can put full bins, we can put full ceramic vessels. You know, we can have so much storage in this thing, it's ridiculous. And I would be willing to bet we can probably put one of these personal chests into like a basic bin, and then put that basic bin into another personal chest and just have obscene amounts of storage to carry with us. But the other thing is, you'll notice this one is empty, and that is because I had basically half filled this thing with sandwiches. And as long as they're in the personal chest, they do not decay. Now the problem is when you pull them back out of that chest, they decay extremely rapidly. So basically, you have to wait until you're almost starving, pull the sandwich out, and immediately mouse over it and eat it. And so that is the way that it pretty much has to work. But so what I'm going to do, I am going to grab a bunch of stuff here. We have a bunch of bread, some cabbage, pork, onions, and yeah, we'll take the oranges, and we have some cherries on us too. But so we are going to make as many sandwiches as we can out of this stuff before we run out of something. And we need to go grab some cheese too. Totally forgot about the cheese. Now I have 2 barrels of milk ready to make cheese, but I have 1 barrel that has cheese in it. So we'll go ahead and unseal this one, take our cheese, and you know what? We're going to milk the cows, because always a good idea. Now I did notice I was experimenting with making an automated tree farm, and I found out that we can actually have pneumatic craft drones milk our cows for us. But we won't be able to do that for a while, so now we need a little vinegar. That's corn whiskey. Do we have any vinegar over here? I sure hope so. Yeah, okay, so we'll grab a barrel of vinegar, a bucket of vinegar. Go ahead and put that in here, and then we'll have another thing of cheese the next time we need it. So let's go ahead and go make some sandwiches, and we'll put those into this personal chest, and then I think I'm going to start tearing down that building. So yeah, a lot of stuff that I got to do here, and let's actually see, what am I lowest on food-wise? They pretty much all look real good. So I suppose we'll put the cheese in the number 1 slot because it's the largest stack, then the meat, then the vegetable, and then the fruit. Sounds good to me. Actually, we have tons of that. So we're just going to make tons and tons of sandwiches here. Whoops. Okay, so we'll eat this one, and we will put our vegetables back in here. Alright, so we'll go ahead and put these in there, and I'm just going to keep making more sandwiches, and yeah, whichever thing we run out of first, I guess it's probably going to be bread by the looks of it. But yep, I'm going to get over there and start tearing that building down. Gotta move a lot of stuff to be able to get that all into the, or, you know, not tear other things down, but yeah, there's a lot of chests. Oh, and I just thought about that. I have my biodiesel set up in there too. So bread is the last thing here. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and stop at that point. Okay, so do we have enough room to put the rest of this in there? Oh yeah, absolutely. Alright, so I'm going to get this in here. Go start tearing that building down. So once again, this big building is gone. And I had a suggestion from someone to make that in some other location, have it be used for something else. And the suggestion was to use it as like a base up north, but I think I have a better idea for it. I'm going to use the basic shapes and designs that I was going with. I'm just going to go up here on top of the hill as the palace residence, I guess you could say, for this castle area. So that won't be built for quite some time, because right now I am focusing a lot more heavily on the industrial and commercial buildings for the town. So yeah, we're not going to worry about that yet, but that's what we're going to do with that thing, because I really like the look of it. I hate to see it go. But so I was looking around at the resources that I have here. I need a lot of andesite, as well as smooth andesite and andesite mud bricks. Well, we've got tons of andesite. We have 1,814 of them there. We've got 3,233 of them there, and an entire 4,096 of them down below here. So we've got plenty of andesite bricks or rocks, but we need andesite dirt or sand, and we need some smooth dirt. Now, the only place that I remember finding andesite was way up here to the north, and I don't remember exactly where it was, but it was somewhere up in this area. And so we're going to have to head back north to go and get that stuff. The only thing is I have always been using just a regular little Minecraft boat, and we have something much better than that in this mod pack, and it's something that I have not done in the past, so we're going to take a look at it today. So what we have is the ships mod. Now, this actually allows you to make actual ships out of blocks in Minecraft. Now, we have the first 4 recipes available for us. We have the tiny ship, small, medium, and large ships. The huge ship has been disabled and larger. So, what this allows you to do, the tiny ship will allow you to make a ship of 20 blocks. This takes some bronze sheets, some type of a steel saw, no, just a saw, a hammer, some planks, hopefully they don't have to be fireproof, and a boat. So that would be if we want to make a really small ship, but yeah, small ship, I don't really want to do that. So the small ship, which replaces the bronze with iron plates, can allow us to use up to 200 blocks, so it's 10 times as large. Much better, but still not big enough. So the medium ship uses steel plates, and this one allows 400 blocks, so we're doubling it again. Finally, the large ship uses black steel sheets, and this thing allows us to have a ship of 1,000 blocks. Now, I don't think we're going to use all 1,000 blocks, but this is what we are going to be making. So yeah, we don't need the fireproof planks, thank God, but we will need to get some black steel sheets. The other thing is you need sails, and those have to be wool blocks. Now, we don't have very much wool. In fact, I don't think we hardly have any. We have 8 wool cloth. Of course, those can be crafted directly into wool blocks. We have 18 wool. We have a bunch of wool yarn, and then we have a whole bunch of string that I can turn into silk, and I think I can turn those into wool as well. So I am going to have to work on spinning that in my loom, and I've also got to make those plates. Now, the other things that we need for this, we will also want a helm, and this allows us to steer the ship, bronze sheet and sticks, very simple. And I'm going to want to make a berth, and this allows us to sleep on the ship, which needs a steel plate and a bed. So that's going to be more wool. So yep, I'm going to have to shear my sheep, hope that I can get more wool out of that, and yeah, I'm gonna get all that stuff ready, and we'll head down to the bay off to the north. We'll see what we can do with it. Well, I've got everything set up here for these recipes. So we have our large ship. Now, this does take a blue or red steel saw, which I had one of those on my tool rack over in the smithy, so I didn't have to worry about that. But so we'll take our large ship block and retrieve our hammer, because we will be needing that later. We will take our helm, and then we are also going to take our berth. Now, I was able to get 24 wool cloth and 4 silk cloth. That is not going to make an exceptionally large sail, but we can always make the ship small. So I have a few things that I want to put on the ship, and so we'll try to do what we can. Now, I took a look at the ship that I made in Creative, and it actually said the ship was unsinkable, which means, yes, if you build the ships wrong, they will sink. So that's something to keep in mind when you are planning your ship. So you want to have the proper... there is a baby sheep out here. You want to have the proper buoyancy when you make your ship. Oh yeah, that's right. I did have sheep running around. I gotta take those back into the pens. But so another thing to think about is, yes, you can put chests on these ships and they can be used to transport things. But the thing to keep in mind is whatever direction you build the ship is the direction it has to be facing for you to dock the ship. When you dock the ship, it will turn back into blocks, and at that point you can reopen your chest and get whatever was inside of it. And so it might always be a good idea to have one of these guys with you. And there we go. So you'll always want to have a rowboat with you for when you have your ship, because like I'm not going to want to bring that ship right up to the dock, or right up to the edge here. We're going to want to have somewhere to park it out there, and then we'll bring our rowboat up here. But so let's go ahead and make our ship. We're going to well, not a boat. I don't want a boat. I want a saw. My saw is in here. So let's grab our steel saw, and we're going to make just a little bit of just regular oak planks. Not going to really make this anything overly fancy to start out with, but we do have to come out a couple of blocks away from the shore in order to start building. And now I will have to go back through here and break the... Whoops, wrong thing. I don't want to be trying to break wood with a hammer. No, generally breaking wood with a hammer doesn't work. But so we've got our first block of wood out here. Let's make sure that we've got all that picked up. And now we are going to just go ahead and make ourselves something in the shape of a ship. Now, I'm assuming the shape of the ship will make a difference in how fast it can move, but I know that the number of sails, or the number of sail blocks that it has, makes a difference. And I'm also very curious as to whether or not carpenter's blocks will work for this. But so what I'm going to do, I am going to build this out here a little. And actually, yeah, I kind of feel like I should make the base just a little bit wider. So, let's dig this back. Basically what I'll do, I will put something together here because it is extraordinarily dark down here. But I'll put something together, and then we'll come back and we'll put the blocks on it, and I'll show you guys how this thing works. And don't die! Well, not terrible for just quickly throwing it together. So we have a little ship here with 2 sails. I ended up making a little triangle sail in the front because I had 3 wool left over. I could have put those on the main sail, but I think it actually counts the number of sails. But I'm not entirely sure how all that works. Now, I do have a ladder here on the side right now to get onto the ship, but I think that may change eventually. So I've put my berth in here up at the front. We can take a nap in that. I don't know if we'll be able to use it while the ship is a ship. We'll have to see on that later. Then I have chests lined down the sides here. We'll be able to use that for transporting huge amounts of goods. I've put my steering wheel here. I've got a jack-o'-lantern here. We'll see if that actually emits light while this thing is sailing. And then I've got a couple more chests. So now we need to place our ship block down here. We're going to place this down here in the belly of the ship. And okay, so that's, oh, will it float? No. Okay, so we need to get a bit more to keep this thing afloat. So let's go ahead. Yeah, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, so what we're going to do, I am going to break that block out so that I can get in here. And we're just going to increase the height of the outer wall. The more air blocks that we can get into this thing, the better chance it has of sailing. So let's go ahead and run these down here. Let's make a little bit more lumber. Keep going down the edge here. Be kind of bad if I can't get it to float. And now it says it's unsinkable, and we can see the ride height of the ship in the water. That's actually pretty cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and come up here. I want to slightly change this because right now this is kind of pointless. So we're going to apparently lose a block, but I want to kind of move that up like that. And I'm going to take my wool blocks here and move them back just by one block. They'll still count as a secondary sail. So there we go. Okay, so now let's see what other information we've got here. Nothing? Okay, well, it does give us the different views of the ship. And I believe if we click on the top of the block, no, it gives us the same information, but we're going to go ahead and launch the ship. And you can see we kind of fall, and we have some ghost blocks from when the ship fell into the water. Interesting. But so let's go ahead and get up on top of here. And, well, actually, let's check the block one more time. All right, so away from solid blocks, no. So we actually bottomed out when we went into the water. Not good. So, yeah, let's see if we can get the ship to pull away from here. So, W will go forward, S will slow down, and no, we are stuck. So, we want to make sure that, whoa, flying is not enabled on the server. I'm not flying. I'm trying to make my ship work. So I'm going to have to get underneath the ship, figure out what blocks we're stuck on. What? There are no blocks that it's stuck on. So what is the issue? Well, it doesn't like something about this. Well, let me see if I can figure out what the issue is with the boat. And then I'll be back. Well, I'm not sure what the issue was, but the ship is now moving. So I think I just needed the relog. Now I had to build a little wooden plank there to get back on the ship, but now this is probably one of the best parts about this. So if we go ahead and give ourselves a heading here, we'll go north and then press escape. We can walk around the ship and it keeps sailing. So yeah, we can come up here somewhere. Let's go ahead and see if we can get, no, we can't get up to the front of the ship. But we can come up here and kind of look over the side. Ooh, yeah, shift does not work overly great, but the ship will keep going pretty much indefinitely. So you have to be careful. But so, yep, we have ourselves a sailing ship. It is very slow because of the huge size of the ship versus the sails. So it may be the type of thing that I try to shrink it, preferably making it shorter in length, and try to keep maybe the width the same so that we can still have double rows of chests down the sides. But yeah, I'm going to see if I can get this thing to move a little faster, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I figured a couple of things out here. First off, Chests, bad. Chests are very heavy. They require your ship to be much larger than it would be without them. So, actually, if you have no chests on the boat, it will just float. So, also, sails are heavy, but they aren't as bad as chests. But I knew that I had seen some other information. If we click on the ship block, it will tell us whether the ship will float or sink, and then give us the ability to launch and things like that. And we can see the ship from all four sides. But while the ship is docked, if we click on the helm, we can see the mass of the ship, which in the case of this one is 42.5 tons. How much thrust we are getting, which is 248 kilonewtons. Our top speed, 3.3 meters per second, and how fast we can turn. Now, this design here, I just messed around in creative for a little bit, and I found out that if you go smaller than this with this number of sail blocks, it might have to do with the size ship block, but if you go smaller than this, the speed actually starts decreasing even though the weight is decreasing. But if you go much bigger than this, it starts decreasing as well. But so I'm going to go ahead and launch the ship, and we can see that yeah, we're riding quite high in the water, but also we have a ladder. Woohoo, we have a ladder. But we can sleep on the ship while it is constructed, but it is not nighttime. But yeah, we can get going now. Now, another thing that I found out is if we get very far away from the ship, and wow, the noise, what is going on? I'm tap dancing. Okay, but if we get too far away from the ship, it will just stop dead in its tracks. So we don't have to worry about the ship running away, at least, if we happen to fall off or something. And it seemed like there was an... Oh, yeah, we can greatly outrun this thing with a rowboat. But, yeah, I mean, we want to be able to transport materials and we want to use the mods. And so this is the best way to do it. But so what I'm going to do, I am going to set myself a destination on the map. Let's go ahead and go for lots of clay. Yeah, let's go ahead and add one here. We'll just put port and highlight that. We're going to turn the ship towards our destination, and that's where we're headed. So, yep, we are sailing a ship. This is really something. But so, yeah, I'm going to get all the resources to work on building the shops and structures in our village in between episodes, because I think I'm close enough to time on this one. So I'm going to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to give a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any thoughts about what I've been doing or anything like that, be sure to leave that down in the comments, and I will see you next time. Bye! Still tap dancing. Stop it! Hey! I stopped tap dancing.